I just finished up one of my favorite preset packs that I think I've made. I'd like to share with you the Dream Pop preset pack for Logic Pro. If you're wanting to get presets sort of like mk.gee, Beach House, the XX within Logic, then I think this might be the preset pack for you. And since I'm newly launching this, if you want to get 25% off, grab the pack this week. This pack is going to be on sale for the first week that it's out. But let's go ahead and dive into the sounds. Let's start with drums. So this first kit is called the Lost VHS kit, and this is what it sounds like. So yeah, it's got these two snares that you can layer together that sound really impactful when they're together. This next one is called the Two Spread Out kit, and this is meant to be kind of a discombobulating stereo kit. Right, next one is called the Crash and Burn kit. This is meant to be played very softly and kind of sloppily as well. I think it works out that way. Right, this next one is called the Super 80s kit. This is kind of like a modern take on a crushed Lindrum. Those toms, I mean. Everything is so 80s about it. And the last kit in here is called the Cassette Demo Kit. This is kind of like a lo-fi kit, but I found that in a lot of modern dream pop in that kind of area, this kit fits really nicely with just bringing a tight, intimate performance. All right, so those are the drums. Now let's move on to my personal favorites from the pack, the guitars. All right, so this first one is called Chilled Out Space, and it's meant to be that very dreamy, reverb-drenched, warm amp goodness. This next one is called Mojave Dry. This is meant to be a very warm, quiet, and intimate guitar that I think does really nice with pairing when double tracking. So this next one is called A Dash of Color. And I really like this one as kind of like a layering guitar. But essentially there's a pedal board that is splitting the signal with this that shares a seventh on it. So a normal chord would sound like this. But with the seventh, or you could even do like little blips. It's just such an interesting sound. Like I said, just a layer in there. And here's where we get to some of my favorite sounds. This is where I took a lot of inspiration from mk.gee, but these next three especially. So this first one is called the Crunch Cassette, and I know I'm not playing this right, but close enough. But yeah, it's that very dirty DI tone. And then again, another mk.gee inspired one. This is taking this preset and pushing it much further. So this is called the Broken Cassette. But something that I love about that tone is when you play it softly, it sounds fairly clean, but when you really dig into it, that's when it really, really starts to shine. And then if you want a nice lead to pair with that, this is the Broken Cassette lead. And it almost goes beyond a guitar. It almost starts to sound like a synth. Oh, I love that so much. This next one is called Bottom Heavy, and it's exactly that. It's kind of like the same idea as the Dash of Color, except this one is putting an octave under everything. So you can get some like really dark tones. It just sounds good no matter where you put it. This next one is called the Supersonic Dream Machine. It's supposed to have that very live DI presence, but also with just a bunch of space, a bunch of modulation, and some tape delay, just really stirring things up in there. Man, some of these sounds are some of my favorites that I've built out. But let's go ahead and move on to the next presets, which are going to be our bass ones. So this first one is called DIY bass. And the premise behind this is obviously a DI bass, but plugged into a cassette recorder and just cranked a little bit. So this is what it sounds like. So I think that's one of my favorite kind of bass tones, just DI, compressed, a little bit of saturation. This next one is called Flanged Out. You can also use this one with like a baritone guitar to get that really deep sound. I like this next one, sounds particularly good with a pick. It's called Vintage Vibe. It's supposed to feel kind of bouncy. All right, this next one is where things get really interesting. This is called the Fuzz Hybrid, and it's supposed to be a mix between a big fuzz synth and a bass, and it sounds like this. I love that thing. And then the last one is called Wide Load. I cannot be trusted to name things. Yeah, all these basses share one main characteristic, and that is the use of saturation to the sound. I think that's really prominent in the dream pop world. Even just something, again, like the DI bass, just being soft with it. Like even that, there's still some level of saturation to it. But let's go ahead and move on to the next presets, which are going to be the keys. So this first one here is called the Big One. Next one is called Comfort Pad. I just love the texture of it. Everything just feels very warm. Next one's called Silly Little Guy, because he's silly. And it's meant to be kind of like a lead or just some kind of accent along with everything. Next one is called Biggie Bass. There's a lot of really rich distortion in this one that I love. All right, next one is called Soft Guy. It's meant to be a very, obviously, soft sounding synth. That sounds like this. Next is called Sharp Layer. It's just meant to kind of cut through mainly on choruses. This is what it sounds like. There's a lot of space in that one. All right, this one's called Space Organ. The next one is, again, another lead or another little texture you can put in there. This is called the Key Brass. Right, then I have this upright piano called the Space Upright, and man, I love this thing. And the last one in here is called the Space Whirly. All right, and then lastly, let's move on to the vocals. All right, so the first one here is called dry vocals. They're just supposed to be very plain, very upfront, very present. Da, 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 da. Next one is called the flange slap vocals. These are probably my favorite of all of these. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Next is the cassette recorder vocals. And again, you can use this on more things than just vocals. I think it'd be really cool to pair this with guitar, but it's supposed to be that grimy, dirty, left in the attic tape cassette sound. Da, 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 da. Next one are called the empty room vocals. These are meant to feel kind of like an empty gymnasium. Of course, in context, I don't want it to be too big. Da, 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 da. The last one I have here is called the octavator. Essentially, there is a higher octave that has just been treated with EQ, distortion, and a spring reverb, and it sounds like this. Da, 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 da. But I hope that you enjoyed these presets. I hope that they worked for you in your genre. Again, grab them, link in the description. This pack will be 25% off for the first week, so be sure to grab yours while it's on sale. And of course, a big warm thank you to those who do support getting these packs and do support what I do in the channel. And I've gotten a lot of really positive reception from you guys about these packs. So genuinely, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.